All right, what is up, everybody? Shout Scout 0013 here, coming in with a giveaway announcement. If you don't really care for that, you can go ahead and look in the description down below for the timestamp to kind of see when the video starts, with us talking about the world from an outside point of view and speculations on new units. But if you are here for the giveaway announcements, let me go ahead and talk about it. So, the order tokens have come in from ComScan. These things are awesome looking. They're heavy duty, they're nice, and they're worth it. So, I will be doing a giveaway, three different giveaways. The first giveaway is for Discord. So if you come and you join up with the Discord, you're going to be entered in to win. Everybody on here is eligible to win, technically. So as long as you are a Discord member and you come up and sign up, then you will be entered in to win, which is fantastic because you can come and you can, if you've got a list idea that you are trying to hash out and need some help with, post it in here. There's one for each faction and or Battle Force, or Shadow Collective, I should say. And, if you've got rules questions, general chat, like if you just have something to talk about with Legion, post it on here. If you do hobby work, like if you're really doing a bunch of painting stuff, please post them in here. It's really cool to see what you guys have going on. The work in progress stuff that's happening, including Blitz's little occupier tank walls, which look really cool. And I think that was pretty nice to see and how it matches up really nicely. So yeah, if you're working on something, if you've got finished products, feel free to post them in here. It's really cool to see what you guys do, what you're painting. Even if you do commission painting, feel free to post your link in here so that we can all kind of see what you guys do so that we can probably get some. The other way to get a free set of tokens is to become a Patreon member. So Patreon members, this is a great way to help me out. This is a great way to make this channel grow and to do more giveaways. So all you have to do is at least be an official core captain for $1 all the way up to the Shadow Clan commander. As long as you are joined up as a paying member, you are entered in to win a standard set of tokens. And a standard set is 18 tokens, and then the Battle Force is 26 tokens. So you'll get, 3 commander, 3 operative, 8 core, 4 special forces, 4 support, and you'll have 4 heavy. And these things are super cool looking. So I highly recommend it. If you use the discount code Shadow Scout in the checkout, then you'll get 10% off, and they're worth it. Yeah, so that is basically the second way to be entered in to win. Really quick, if you haven't been to theburnacademy.com, head on over there for $15 a month, which is 50 cents a day. Basically, you can sign up and subscribe to get 3, 4, 5, and 6-day week workout programs that are about an hour long. You have 30-minute torture program, which is, if you're really short on time, you can do this. If you were injured and you're trying to get back into it, there's corrective exercise stuff. There's at-home stuff in case you can't get to a gym. 120 different recipes, including Mediterranean, keto, vegan, all of that, just in case you're looking for recipes to make sure that you're eating healthy. And any future programs I get, if you want to message me on there, you can. This is great for any New Year's resolutioners who are trying to get in shape and look like a pro. You're going to have a over 10-year vet who is coaching you, so this is a great way to make sure that you are staying in shape and building muscle or losing weight, whatever you want to do. And then lastly, the other and third final way to be able to join in on the giveaway is to be a subscriber and leave a comment down below. That is your 3 ways to be entered in to win. There's no limit. You can enter all 3. If you are a Discord member and you are a subscriber and you're a Patreon member, you have 3 chances to win. If you are, just a Discord member, you have 1 chance to win. So you can decide what you want to do, but basically, as long as you leave a comment and you are a subscriber and or in the Discord, you're going to be able to have that chance. I will draw the winner during the Worlds tournament in March. So if you are headed there where you're going to be watching, feel free to watch Yavin Base. This is a little shout out for him. Watch his stream because he's going to be there. And yeah, I'll announce it on the days in the Discord. So that's why it's going to be very important to be in the Discord. I'll also post it on YouTube with the community notes. So yeah, that is it, guys. If you want, go ahead and check out ComScan on Etsy and use Shadow Scout as the discount code. All right, guys, to the video. So what is up, everybody? Shadow Scout 0013 here with Canadian Bear
Hey.
and Emperor Atlantis.
You.
Yeah, and today we're going to go over a few different subjects. We're going to talk about worlds from an overseas point of view and the future releases that are going to come out, specifically the Crab Droid, the Saboteurs, the Range Troopers, and the Commandos. So, Lucas, or Emperor Atlantis, you are in the Netherlands, the Nether regions. Um, and
Watery region, yeah.
yes, and Worlds has a very interesting, I guess, format this year, and I think we're all curious as what you think about it.
Um, we're talking about the formats with how the invites are going to be honored, right?
Um, that and also the the actual like world's tournament itself versus how many spaces are allotted to the side events that are not standard Legion.
Yeah. Well, I can talk about 2023 and what I've heard from that's going to happen in the future. I mean, I don't have all the information, of course, but as far as the Netherlands go, we have like one big local game store that's fortunately near my house that does big Legion tournaments. And for last year, we had two tournaments that had World Invite. Beskar Open in June and the World Open qualifier in November. Uh, and the hard part is Asmodee, doesn't always give the information on time. I've talked to my local game store and they said it's hard to get the right information from them because they themselves don't always know where to look or what's going on. And then we get our support kits late or the invites late, and that's a problem because a lot of people already have stuff planned in, especially later in the year, because there are a lot of tournaments going on. Like the last tournament that was here, also in the same week, we had a tournament in Germany and Italy, and a lot of European players, that come to these events. Will fly to another place and don't attend yours. And also, it's hard for the locals as well if you don't have proper planning in place. Maybe for example, I couldn't come because I already had like plans, couldn't switch them up. So that's hard. I hope that they do that like more on time in the future. But maybe it's hard. I can imagine like it's a big company. It's mostly focused on America, of course, and Canada. The big places where most people play. So yeah, that's hard. But I do hope they have like at least one spot for us. It sounds easy. Well, just fly to Germany. It's not that far away, but distance is worth more here than it is in the US, where people just hop in a car and drive
Mhm.
for like a couple hours, like 4 hours, 5 hours. You're still in the same country, so it's easier to cross state borders and all that stuff. And, well, we have Schengen here, so you could drive to Germany, but it's not the same.
And then um have people been talking about the like actual like event itself? Where like are they is it being viewed in a like a neutral light or positive or negative light where um like day one of world, so like the Friday, the first day is 256 players and effectively it's single round elimination, and then this has been like said that they're doing this to um, leave tables open to the side events on the next 2 days. So like day two of Worlds, the actual like Worlds tournament only has 32 players.
Yeah. Well, so far I didn't hear any complaints about that. I mean, in the end, if you only have one invite and you're up against, well, let's say 100 Americans, a fictional number. Um, if you're good enough, you can still win. And if you're not good enough, you can still go to these side events. I mean, it's still your own skill. You're still like make a holiday out of it. You're going abroad. You see
Okay.
cool places. I don't know exactly where they were going to hold Worlds this year. It's probably going to be an awesome place, right? So, um, and to be fair, we have less players, so it's
Mhm.
only logical we have less invites. But it would be nice to know we have at least one. You know
Yeah.
that every player in the Netherlands has a chance. And a place like Germany, or I've heard Poland also has a big community. Those countries are also larger. So Spain, I believe, also has a large community. So that's easier for them to set up and get that one invite. But we're very small, so I do hope we get one.
Okay.
But for the rest, I didn't hear anyone complain. I wouldn't do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know of all the other events that were happening. Because I know that obviously you have to win every single game. But is there anything to do other than just the main tournament when you're there?
Um, so I don't remember all the side events that are going on, but so the whole event starts on Thursday. There's a what is it? 60, I think it's a 64 player last chance qualifier. So if you don't have a Worlds invite, you can still go and try to get a spot in this tournament to possibly get to play in the Worlds event the next day. For everyone else in the actual like Worlds tournament that already has a Worlds invite, if they can, there's a 32 player mini tournament on Thursday. And then the rest of the tables that are allotted for Legion. So I did the math on this yesterday. It's assuming it's the 128 for at least 256 players. Um, there are then 80 of the tables on Thursday are set aside for a side event. So more than half of the tables aren't even being used for standard Legion in one way or the other.
That's pretty nice.
Um, and then on starting then, so Friday then is just the day one of the actual Worlds format. It's 3 games. And then Saturday and Sunday is the Worlds format. And then side events, like I said, Saturday is going to be 32 players at the start of the day. So that's only 16 tables, and the rest are used for side events. And I think that's like doubles, unconventional warfare, and then I think like the a bunch of the little kits that they've sent out over the years, like the asset pack, the Dianoga kit that I can't remember the name of, and then some other ones
Retro
too.
something.
Yeah, so like they're fun, but it's just if you're already flying and you're not a local driving, that seems like a lot of extra models you need to find a way to bring so you can play those modes.
That seems like it'd just be a lot to have to bring, but that's also planning on probably losing out on that first day or two.
Yeah,
Um,
and
hmm.
it, but I mean, if you're going to make a trip out of it to also go to Chicago, which is like that's where Adepticon is held at, it's just outside of Chicago. And if you have plans to do other stuff in the actual city, yeah, no, I can totally see it being worth it. Um, I know myself, I can't. I would only be going out to play Legion, and I can't find a way to financially swing that if I can only potentially play 3 games of actual Legion.
Yeah, that like we have a. I just found out today actually. Austin Miller had sent me a message on Discord about a tournament in Jacksonville that is going to be another World qualifier, and I definitely want to go because not only is it just a lot of fun to be around everybody and play Legion,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to wind up trying to even win the Worlds invite because it would be very cost like too much, be way too much cost and too little reward, in my opinion, to go to Chicago. But I mean, I don't know. For everyone else, I feel like it could be a very fun event, like I said. But it's if you lose one game, you're out for the whole weekend, and then you're kind of figuring out what to do with yourself for the rest of the weekend. So I feel like they should make it a lot more fun and or have a few more ways of playing. I don't know. I haven't never been to a Worlds though.
Fingers crossed they're, and it seems that they already are listening because they've been more interactive. That things won't be this exact way next year. So
I got a good feeling about that too. That was what I was talking about with my local game store. What they said that Asmodee has been like more responsive and getting things together. I think it's also very hard for them because they're such a big company after they took over from FFG to get everything on the rails. I mean, that could take years. I
yeah,
don't think it's that illogical. And maybe they have great price support for incoming year. You were talking about all the side events. Maybe they have like tons of good rare cards, unique things. You know,
yeah,
personally, I think they will have a good selection for everyone.
yeah,
That's what my gut tells me
yeah. I know.
because they're so invested.
I know. There's two separate sets of prizing. There's prizing for the actual like worlds tournaments for Legion, X-Wing, and Armada. That's like unique to them. And then every side event and like or world round that you play in for each of those games gets you a certain amount of tickets, and if you win, you get a couple extra tickets or an extra ticket depending on the length of the game. That goes towards a prize wall, so you can turn those in, kind of like going to an arcade.
Mm.
So it's nice. Like, there's two different things. So like the worlds, you're still getting something unique for playing in the worlds event compared to just going to like the prize wall too. But yeah,
Yeah.
and I know it's been said other places, but it's definitely an improvement that there is at least some kind of tournament on Thursday to separate the people that have tickets already from the last chance qualifier, because I know that was a hot button issue last year for some people.
Was there a mix up or something?
Um, no, it was just not enforced from what I understand. Like, people were asked if they already had one not to, but it was the only way to play Legion the day before. So some people wanted to, and that caused some issues because they took they bumped people out that could have potentially been higher up in the rankings and whatnot, and they could have gotten to play in the actual Worlds event last year. So that is 100% an improvement having a separate tournament on Thursday. It's just I can't figure out why it's so small. But
I
eh,
didn't know the numbers on them, but well,
yeah,
we'll
Well,
see.
yeah, 1 year at a
but
time.
yeah,
I think they'll keep improving it.
exactly.
Um, well, yeah. Anything else to say about the Worlds tournament this year? Any
Wish
predictions?
everyone luck.
Yeah. Any predictions on
uh,
maybe seeing if a Battle Force might become the top two this year? Uh, Almost like last year. I know Shadow Collective is a Battle Force technically, but do you think we'll see more Battle
Mm.
Forces than just regular standard lists?
If they don't change clones, I think they're gonna take it this year. Like something with Yoda, Anakin, and clones arcs. If they don't change it, that's my take. They're still doing so good. Like they're becoming more and more popular in the Netherlands too, and you know I like seeing them, but you know.
yeah, that is fair. I think I think there is a good chance that it'll be a battle force, and if I think my top three, if it's going to be there, that are going to place the best, it's probably Wookiees, experimental droids, and or not Tempest, Remnant.
Remnant.
Remnant just needs people to stop sleeping on it. It'll do well.
That's good.
I think maybe just trying to figure
Uh,
out the best like format for it. Like, yeah, they've got a really good like way of building it out, but what's the best build for Remnant? Um, that I don't know.
They have
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
yet.
options. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and that's part of the thing that's so good about it is that it's so flexible. And we were talking about that yesterday at the tournament I was at. They're like debating between Remnant and Ewoks, and it's like Ewoks. It's kind of like you hope you get your deck in a good matchup. Remnant has more flex to it. So yeah, and he's doing the 14 act Ewok, so that's already got a lot of flex as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, but I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
glad they didn't face that yet.
Yeah, it's gross.
just big dice pulls and sharpshooter. I feel like and/or blast is really gonna mess them up though, and possibly other um, objectives. I don't know. I feel like bombing run might be a little tough for them, especially with the suppression. You're taking one less suppression off, but
Uh, oh yeah, with the Ewoks.
mhm.
Yeah, that's true. Um, but they tend to bid so high that it's not such an an issue unless like they run into like some other big skew. Like the 14 act list, I think has a 15-point bid right now. So there aren't many lists that can do that anymore. Most tend to just go for 800 or bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, we see
Yeah.
some interesting list ideas, and it'd be cool, to keep seeing Empire in the finals. I like that, and maybe I think experimental droids and Wookiees is definitely going to be a really good battle force to contend with, and like you said, Remnant possibly, yeah. If not, you know, hopefully I see. I want clones to be in the finals this year because I think they deserve it. I don't think they have been, so it'd be nice to see them in the top two.
No, because the last Worlds before last year was before COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have been like when clones didn't even have like phase twos yet. I don't think
Yeah.
that was ages ago.
Holy crap. They need to keep coming out with
So
more
Shadow
stuff.
Collective got there first before any of the prequel factions. There you go.
And then they nerfed them and destroyed them in a way. So I don't know if we'll ever see them again. Sadly.
Uh,
But yeah. So what we can do now is talk about the infamous crab droid. Any
The
thoughts and
LM-43.
or predictions about the crab droid besides the way it looks?
Well, I have one thing I really hope it has. According to the lore, I just looked it up and didn't know from the top of my head, but it can suck up mud with their pincers, like a vacuum pump, to clear the way for other units. It would be really interesting if they could turn that into a mechanic.
Is to suck up water, you said?
Yeah, mud. They're used in marshy terrain, so like they suck up mud with their pincers, and like probably it leaves somewhere on the side, and then like tanks or droids that cannot be bogged down in mud can like walk on dry ground. At least that's what I got from it. That would be really interesting. That it has like some I don't know, difficult terrain, ignore their aura or something. But like when it moves, B1s can like get unhindered near it or something.
yeah.
That would be very cool. I don't think it would be very useful per se, like directly power, but it would be very flavorful. So and it could set itself apart from like the spider droid.
Yeah, more of like a support piece. So
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Like with
I feel like
red
they
saves, it
definitely.
had good armor, a red and twin lasers.
huh.
I think.
Yeah, it'd also be kind of like an inverted force lift with how that
Yeah,
card's really used, which is just blocking stuff up and making things awful for you.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it would be cool if there were more units that could interact with barricades, like the only
Yeah.
like given piece of terrain, scattered terrain by the game. So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it might be weak too. Those are the same droids that the clones shoot in Attack of the Clones, right? Like put the gun through it with DC-15.
Yeah, in episode 3.
Yeah, where the one jumps on its back and shoots it from
Yeah.
above. Yep.
So I do expect it to have some kind of close combat weakness or something. I think it's going to be very interesting. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have done it because
Oh
like
yeah.
what we need in CAS on support, like we already have like the range 3 guns with steps and droidicas, and spiders are also very fast moving. They're all fast, so what niche do you still have left over there?
I know in reality the spider droid or the crab droid does not move side to side, but I would have loved it if it was designed to do that and it moved speed 2 out of the sides and just couldn't move forward. So it got like free reposition and only moved sideways.
If they do that, that would be fantastic. I think that would be
Yes.
amazing.
That would be very fun.
Do you think that there will be any extra gun attachments to it?
I imagine it's probably going to have programming, and it's essentially going to work like a spider with those 2 upgrades, because that programming ability and those hard points are so versatile for what you can do with them.
Yeah.
You think
I just don't know what other weapons you give it.
I mean, it could be a whole new gun. Probably like
Yeah.
a red, 3 black, 2 white, maybe something like that, for at like range 3. Or you know what I'm really hoping for is the sniper droidicas. I'm really wishing that they had some of those
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
That would be
Man,
cool.
that would be so awesome. That would be so awesome.
But yeah, I think these.
I would buy all of them.
Yeah, no,
like maximum allowed sniper droid.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the crab droids. I wouldn't be surprised if they've have like either some sort of armor, or at least if no armor, red saves, and then at least one gun, or you think they're going to be smaller than the spider droids and not quite so line of sight blocking?
Like height wise, I guess.
High.
Yeah.
I think they're more like a cover piece than line of sight blockers. But maybe the pose is big, because of the silhouette. So if like one claw sticks out high, maybe then it's also line of sight blocking.
Because we don't.
I could see that.
Because we don't have the base size, so I wonder if that's like a mortar, like a mortar base, or even like a speeder bike base, rather than like the ATRT base or something like that. Like the spiders, I think are pretty big. I think this one might be smaller.
Yeah, like the Droidica base, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I
can
think the
see
legs
that.
won't fit on it. I think they're one size bigger. That's what I think. That's gonna happen. Like the bark speeder base.
Yeah, I was thinking it'd be kind of small because if the clone trooper was able to jump up on top of it pretty easily and kind of shoot it down, I feel like it's probably going to be a little smaller than the spider, but I really don't know. If it is, then maybe, or like the droidicas, maybe 2 of them will come in a box, or maybe you can run, you run 3 of them and they're way small, or I don't know, it'd be fun if you'd run 4. You think it's going to be a support?
Yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I
cannot imagine it being core, right? It cannot be special forces. It's not a special forces thing.
Yeah, it's got to be support.
Yeah, because it's going to be that small.
If it is,
actually,
if it is 2 Droidica bases, though, it's just 4 Droidicas.
They'll need to give Droidicas like critical 1 or something.
Something.
Yeah. It could be bigger. I see an image from the 2002, like the animated one, the series, the movie that looks like Powerpuff Girls. and this image is quite big. They're like thrice as big.
Hmm.
So maybe they go for that one.
Maybe
I know it's not canon, but who knows?
one can dream.
For real.
I can always dream. Mace Windu crushing everybody.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Then, did y'all want to move on, or did you have anything else to kind of say about the crab droid?
Nope.
Yeah, we can move on to the Sabs.
Yeah. So the Sabs, they have a droid, and then it looks like a T-21,
Mhm.
or yeah, like a T-21, I think. And then I like the different pistols. It's like the Fleet Trooper pistols, and then almost kind of like what was in Solo. Maybe some of those pistols as well.
Yeah, okay.
Because they were a little.
I'm very. Go ahead.
No, it just looked like those guns were a little square. So I don't know what the purpose
Hmm.
of this unit would wind up being. I don't know if they're gonna. What kind of stuff they would have.
I'm I'm very intrigued on what what is with this astromech and this in a base unit. Like we haven't seen one like that, and it's also got super heavy duty treads
Yeah.
in the model.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is is that going to be like a detachment almost like Mark II or a mortar?
Maybe that's the thing carrying the bombs.
Maybe it just has incognito and it goes off and suicides people.
Yeah. I was gonna say it should be Chopper. I don't know why they don't have it. Or maybe it could be like an or a, not introduction, but it's making room for what Chopper could be. I don't know. Um, and then the heavy has like a wall behind him, and then
Yeah. No, maybe that's its cloak.
it looks like maybe there's a
I cannot see it.
charge in one of the guy's hands that's next to the heavy,
Yeah.
like a
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like a mine, like a saboteur.
Yeah. And then one of them's placing one too on the other end. So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, definitely close range, so at least range 2.
Yeah.
Um, and then probably yet another range 2 unit that has a range 3 heavy gun that can only shoot by itself.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe.
Maybe they have like on the unit card arm 2, because so far we only had arm 1. But maybe they have arm 2.
oh,
Maybe they can like, oh wait, Sabine places 2 mines, right? But maybe they can like lay down multiple mines at once. That's my take. What they're gonna do. Maybe they limit detonate to 1, but they can arm a lot. So like place a minefield.
yeah, and I'm gonna pull up the rebels because I don't remember what their their commando mine does. It's a proton
Is it black
charge.
and a white?
It's an
Maybe
impact one.
impact one.
Theirs is the impact. So is this thing also gonna have impact for theirs, or do you guys think it's just gonna have more dice maybe and blast?
Most
Um.
mines have suppression or impact, especially impact. It's the most common keyword. Blast also.
Yeah, I'd probably say blast. Maybe suppressive and or critical. Um. And if there's going to be two of them, it's probably not going to have as much of a punch because there's going to be two of them. Maybe for balance.
Uh, yeah, there's two, then less dice. That makes sense too.
Maybe it's a different heavy, and they have multiple options for different mines they can bring. Different,
That would also be pretty cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like the
like an
okay.
anti-tank one, an anti-personal one. Like maybe one that has, we say that, the EMP.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Which we don't have yet. That's
Right.
the only one we don't have. Arcs, I don't know why you didn't get it.
Yeah,
And obviously, probably special
but
forces.
iron would be cool.
Ion would be pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still really thinking of what the heck the astromech is going to wind up doing. Maybe
I really want it to be that suicide bomb now.
right? Maybe he's got self-destruct.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd be hilarious. It's
Yeah.
secretly the unit leader.
Right?
It,
Well,
it would be in line with like the Endor, like darker theme they're going for.
yeah, almost like
I
the
would really love
Pathfinders.
that.
Not quite.
Mhm.
Maybe they'll
Yeah.
have like Scout 2,
Even
Scout
more
3,
dark.
and not Infiltrate. Maybe they will have Infiltrate. Maybe the Astromech is a very like
Yeah.
heavy support unit. Um, maybe the
That
Astromech
would
can
be really
climb.
interesting.
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah,
Um,
that would be really interesting, but I think it would have to be Scout. I don't think they could do Infiltrate because this is supposed to be a core unit,
oh, it's
from what
supposed to
I
be a core.
remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
So if it's a core, 6 of these with Infiltrate, I don't think that's a good idea.
no, no. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say surging to white defense dice.
They, yes.
No, it'd be cool if the Astromech could heal.
it
Like
seems
it had
feasible.
maybe it was like a heal bot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Some medicines popping up.
Hmm. Or maybe it's supposed to help them. Like you, when I think of like Chopper or an Astromech, whenever they're trying to go into a base, they're stealing information. Maybe if it makes it into your deployment zone, it you got to see your hand or like your 2 pips or like your 3 pips or something like that. Maybe it can reveal some information. That'd be cool.
Oh, that would be cool.
I wonder if
Yeah.
they'll start introducing um pips to units with this. Where like the dark saber, it's pipped so it's unique. But if you have like an I think it's X-wing has like multiple pips next to like certain pilots, so you can take that many in your list.
We have the two. The Ewoks have like isn't the horn one? There's one with 2 pip
The
in the
call
Oh, okay,
Ewok
arms.
yeah, for
system.
the upgrade card,
Hmm.
yeah, but we
Yeah,
don't
so they
have
can
that for like
totally do
actual
that.
units yet. So
Oh, you
I
mean on the
wonder if
units?
they would
Okay.
do that with this, and they could give them something like inconspicuous if they're supposed to. Their whole theme is sabotage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really nice to have.
But,
Because with
but I
inconspicuous,
think if you have
that's different than
inconspicuous, it would have to be
incognito.
Pip though.
And inconspicuous is like you have to shoot at somebody else,
Or
or incognito is where you
yeah,
can't be
that's the
shot
difference.
beyond range 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Inconspicuous is the suppression one.
They might have independent dodge. That could be cool, especially since it's a rebel.
Finally, free tokens for the rebels again.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm sure we might see a new keyword. That'd be really nice. But yeah, I can't really think of much. Like it's gonna be like you said, short range, probably the range 3, critical 1 or critical 2 with the T-21. It looks like, and then the Astromech maybe. I don't really. That one boggles me. I really don't know. But yeah, any other thoughts on?
It's a hard one.
Yeah, any other thoughts on the Sabs?
The treads are probably so it can go speed 2 with the rest of the unit.
That could be true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs the
I do
off-roading,
hope
really
if it's
heavy-duty
um,
treads
Yeah.
to keep up.
yeah. I do hope that the unit brings rebels up a bit because they're really in terms of win rate on tournaments they're down. I
Mhm.
don't feel they're that strong for a long time, so I really hope they get that bump.
The
Um,
Ewoks have helped for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, true, but you know, Ewoks.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not bringing much to the table.
I think rebels have
Outside of
gotten
the rebel.
sneaky, like they should be, and it's a lot of people are just scared to play them, or they want to play them like other factions. So they are weaker, but I don't think they're as weak as we all fear.
No, yeah, they've got
I'm not saying they're weak, but
a lot of firepower, but they
I
just
think a new trick would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry, no, yeah, they got a lot of firepower, but they just die quick.
Yes. No, they definitely do.
Yeah.
Those are the quickest B1s.
Yeah.
Rip.
Well, yeah. If y'all want, we can talk about the range troopers.
Mhm.
I think these will
Oh
be
yeah.
special
Yeah.
forces,
Yes.
and it looks like they're gonna have a DLT 20A, I think, and then it looks like another T21. It seems like they really like incorporating that T21 into units.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a popular gun.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Uh,
thinking definitely range 3, definitely black dice, surge to hit. The T21 is going to be critical 2. Maybe the DLT 20A is critical 1, a little bit longer range. And then maybe they'll have unhindered because of the boots. And
It could be. Well, they gotta have an inlet because otherwise, how are they going to be different from short troopers? Except the slot there, and they're probably going to have red saves, and they're shooting with maybe black dice at range 3.
mhm.
They got to be different somehow.
yeah,
I really wonder what the mechanic is going to be.
because all we know about them right now is just that they're not core, right? Because I don't think they actually ever said that they were special forces. They just kind of said like they're definitely not core. So they could even be supports, which would be wild.
Yeah, that would be really crazy. Well,
Um,
maybe their special forces meant to help vehicles.
maybe. Um, I could totally see them having steady if how they're able to shoot while walking on a moving train going that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I would have expected to see that on like at least Gar Saxon as a Mando because his jetpack rocket or his jetpack, he's could be flying and you should have steady. So I don't know. I could see them having steady. I can see that being really really powerful with them. Maybe they could have
Yeah,
independent
definitely unhindered.
as well, or target
Yeah.
one, just kind of like Shores. Um, mm,
What's I don't know. That's the Mandos have independent aim, and then it's defend one. That's right.
mhm.
Um,
Oh, they could have defend one. Maybe they do that instead of target one because weren't they supposed to be guarding something?
yeah, they're regarding the train, so that would be cool to finally see some defensive tech in Empire.
Yeah, because I think that again is one of the weaknesses is that they've got good ways to get aims and stuff like that, but they don't really have much defense to them.
Yeah.
that's kind of their identity also. So it wouldn't be that
Hmm.
bad if they don't have it. You know, if you if a faction gets to gets Swiss Army knife, but they're also really good at their own thing, then it could be problematic in the future. I don't think they're gonna have defend one faction, by the way. I think it's gonna be yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
I mean, at the very least, they're special forces or they're a support. So there's only three of them. So I
Maybe some
don't.
kind of extra climbing, right? Because they could climb all that stuff
Yeah.
regarding high up.
Maybe they have scale.
Yeah,
Could
scale
be.
end or unhindered, one of the two.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a great for them because I don't think besides the IRG that Empire has a lot of unhindered.
The I mean, IRG doesn't even have unhindered.
Oh,
Oh,
they
I'm
don't.
thinking of
No,
It's
no.
only Magnus.
Magnus.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think they're the only ones that don't have something with scale, actually, now that I think about it. Well, okay, besides Bosk, but Bosk no longer counts.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see.
because
You think they would have coordinate?
yeah, they don't have
That would be interesting.
maybe.
Well,
I don't see any antennas or on them or some kind of like radio tech. So
True. Yeah.
Mhm.
not sure about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I was trying to see what.
I'm
No, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm curious if it's going to be a, not that we've seen it before, and we kind of seen them leaning away from this after Magnus, but I wonder if the unit will be 5 models base with a heavy slot, or if it's going to be like um, the Magnas where the generic is also a heavy and it's 4 base or something like that.
Hmm.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
I think they might do something close to like
Mm.
with the commandos with that, or maybe Bad Batch. Um, because they definitely need 2 health. These guys, for the most part, I think you're probably gonna have just maybe 4 with 1 extra like upgrade guy, and then a heavy slot. What would really be cool is if you could take 2 heavies in this group.
Make
But
them an HRU,
yeah,
essentially. Yeah,
basically.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I guess I would hope they have a third heavy then.
Yeah, that's what kind of deters me from thinking that it might be that way. But it was just
Um,
be cool.
yeah. Unless it's the extra guy does count as a heavy, and then that's your extra heavy to choose from.
Hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
So you can opt for a
It does
cheaper
seem.
one and still have a 6-man unit, but you don't get both heavy weapons.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I get what you're
Right.
saying with like equal to Magnus because if they're not going to be a core unit, then yeah, maybe it would be something similar to what you said earlier.
Or I just mean like with Magnus because they were the first ones to where they got a generic base unit model that wasn't a personnel slot.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. The Dark Troopers did got it like normal. So yeah.
yeah, they have a personnel slot,
Yeah.
bizarrely enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so maybe, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of potential with these guys. I'm,
Maybe
I've
reliable
got to be
one.
partial. I love cold stuff.
Yes. Need to see them on more snow tables.
Yes.
Um. Yeah, that's really it for what I think. Anyone else got
Yeah.
any thoughts on it?
Nope.
Or I guess one thing, it's not directly related to them. Um, I guess the only other thing from this movie that we could potentially see would probably be the Mud Troopers, right? Because I don't think there's really anything else from Solo unless it's something for Shadow Collective, maybe. I don't see there being anything else to really pick from for any of the factions.
I mean, for Rebels, we still don't have rocket troopers, and those were the stormtroopers that had jetpacks, and they
Or I
were
just mean like from the Solo movie.
from the Solo movie. Oh yeah, no. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I can't really think of
I think
anything.
it's
The the
yeah, just Mud Troopers.
yeah, Mud Troopers, and what was that like side rebel faction?
Um, Enfys Nest, I think was her
Yes,
name with
Infant's
her
Nest.
Raiders.
Yeah, I think we could hopefully see them in Rebels at some point.
I mean, that'd be cool if she was your third potential swoop bike.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Finish the team.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
would be pretty cool. That so they could finally have 3 speeders in the support slot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Rebels are
Totally
lacking
agree
in
on that.
speeders,
Yeah,
which is pretty sad to see.
they do have the best speeder, I will say, but
The
it is
Tauntauns.
their only real speeder.
Um.
The land speeder?
Oh.
Oh no, that's true. I forgot about that. No, 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 no. I mean, that thing is truly if you want it to be, but Definitely. I mean, even the AA5 is a speeder truck. What am I talking about? It's not their only speeder.
Yeah.
It's their only Speed 3 speeder.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many points are those? Yeah, those things are only 130 now. My gosh.
The which one?
The T-47 is only 130 base. I keep forgetting how much it's come down.
Yeah, it was 175. Man, that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe we'll
I don't
see.
think there's anything else that's coming.
No, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't think there's anything else that's probably coming out of that movie besides those two other things.
Crimson Dawn would be really cool to see as well out of that movie. Maybe get that into the Shadow Collective because Maul showed up at the end,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Crimson Dawn was working with him. So I wouldn't be surprised if we could, besides the pirates working with Maul for like a second in the Clone Wars, I feel like Crimson Dawn would be great to have, and what's her name would be nice as like a leader.
Oh,
The blonde.
I'm gonna remember her
Khaleesi.
name. Yeah. Dang it. I will remember it later. I know that much.
They might have it in the comments.
I just looked at the Kiara.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember either.
She'd be a cool leader.
Everything is on Wikipedia.
She'd be like a.
I mean, maybe.
Like not like Thrawn, but maybe she could be like a a very secretive type of leader who kind of manipulates and controls stuff. I don't know. Cool.
Maybe that's the operative solo we get.
True. Yeah.
Could be a whole team, like Trench, Thrawn, Kiara, like a whole new kind of support, secretive support unit. Yeah, make a whole wave out of it for every faction. That would be very cool. Everyone want their own little spin.
Yeah, I also think that if we see Thrawn, it's going to be the Ahsoka Thrawn, rather than the Rebels Thrawn.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I guess it depends if we're getting more of the Rebels crew. If we get more of the Rebels crew, then maybe it's the Rebels Thrawn.
Which I think would be better, in my opinion, than the Ahsoka Thrawn.
Yes.
But it's just like, at least the Ahsoka Thrawn looks like he's going to play a little bit more part, like, in the action, not necessarily in space, like their naval aspect. He might be a little bit more in the on the planet.
I could see him being the first character where we get two commander versions of him, though. That would be Thrawn. But
interesting.
Yeah. Well,
I can't ever imagine him as a operative version.
No, it would definitely be commander with like 2 to 3 command slots. I feel like it would be similar to like almost Kalani in a way. Maybe if you were to like, with separatists, let's see, Kalani, or super tactical.
Definitely strategize.
Yeah. Kalani. He's got 3 command. He's got a gear and a comms. Maybe it would be a mix, and he could have like 2 to 3 command slots, a training slot, a gear slot, and a comm slot. I would say comms because obviously he's the one directing everybody and would need to be in contact with everyone.
Training because he trains a lot. It's a whole thing in the series. He's strong. He probably has the overwhelm or some kind of 3 dice, like advanced combat training. He will probably be good in melee also.
He'd probably have his own barrage card, kind of like Veers and the rest of the factions. He likes barraging cities and people. So I bet that would be like a 1 or 2 pip. He'd probably have some way of getting ahead of your opponent. Maybe kind of like canceling or looking at command cards. Maybe denying you a command card. Maybe
kind of like what Callus, his ability or something, right? Or his card.
Yeah, That'd be good.
Ooh, I don't
feel
know if
like.
I want more of those.
I don't either, but I can totally see it.
Yeah. And
It is not a wholesome card.
no. Maybe reinforcements he would have. Maybe sharpshooter 2. I can see him being very, very similar to Kalani in a way, except no direct.
Realistically, just with maybe direct though.
Yeah, we'll direct maybe either direct a heavy, maybe direct support, maybe direct a trooper unit.
Maybe not trooper unit. We don't need him directing dark troopers.
Oh, that would be cool.
New.
Because a lot of them
Nope.
have entourage. Like we see entourage everywhere in Empire, but we don't see direct. Sadly, um, that's another reason why I really like the generic clone commander is he's got direct, and that really helps with order control. And I feel like Thrawn was all about control and having total control over what was going on, and so maybe direct could be cool. But yeah, I don't know what he would be able to direct.
Maybe just make it direct non-heavy trooper.
There you have it.
Direct trooper,
Could
but
be.
dark troopers. There's a little subtext on there.
Because that would be really cool for him to direct into shores and start that going.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
yeah. And the comm slot, you can put comms relay. That way, if you give him an order, give it to someone else, and then direct someone else, and then yeah,
Yeah.
that would be so cool. I'm waiting for Thrawn so much. Ooh, he would work well with Inquisitors then, because then he could comms relay an order
Oh.
to Inquisitors, and then direct the Inquisitors or the other one, and then yeah.
We just avoided the whole directing dark troopers. Why you gotta bring that on us?
Yes. And then Rook, not Rook
Rook
Cast, but
from
Rook,
Baby.
that bounty hunter that was in Rebels. Maybe that could be,
Oh yeah, his bodyguard guy.
yeah, maybe that could be like an operative that comes in that pack or something too.
Kind of like Poggle and Sunfak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
with like one pip.
Yeah.
Or one card, not per se one pip. One card.
Yeah, one extra card that,
Yeah.
or maybe Rook comes with 2 cards and Thrawn comes with 3. Because maybe they could be like,
One is okay.
yeah, right. Well, I feel
it's
like
gonna be strong.
they would need a card for
We already
Rook
know
to turn
that.
invisible, or like maybe there's like a incognito mode for him for 1 turn, since he was able to do that, and then scale obviously, and bounty. No bounty, because I don't feel like he was necessarily
The
bounty
Guardian.
hunter.
He was bodyguard, so Guardian for sure.
Yeah,
Or at least like Guardian Thrawn, if not clone or commander.
yeah, and if not, maybe infiltrate on him as well, or detachment from Thrawn. That would actually probably makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what, we got 2 more to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, so we have the commandos.
That we know of.
Oh wait, you say what?
Or there's like, I guess it's like 2.5 left because there's forgot about the Bad Batch. They're supposed to come out at the same time as Clone Commandos, but they just weren't talked about in Mini-Strav. They were talked beforehand at Adepticon last year.
And LVO is the next big thing, right?
Yes.
And is that
Yeah, that's the next biggest one.
is that in January or February?
January. It's the It should be the second last weekend of January.
So the 27th.
Or so like the 19th through 21st.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Because Golden Sprue should be the last one of January. And then
Okay.
I know there's also one in Montreal, like the last weekend of January.
Well, what I'm hoping is maybe at LVO they spoil a little bit more for the Bad Batch or
Yeah.
someone else. Who have we not? We don't even have a release date for the Inquisitors yet, which is crazy.
No. Uh,
Hopefully they'll.
I know people are getting nervous though that they're because the bugs got pushed up that they're gonna get pushed up. We just have like a window for Inquisitors, but yeah, the bugs were the end of February, and now they're
End of January.
middle of January, so like a week or two out, whatever it is.
Nice. And then once that's done, they've got no other previews, I'm sure, planned. So they need to go ahead and let us know about Inquisitors and Bad Batch because aren't so the Bad Batch is for clones and rebels.
Rebels.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm surprised Empire doesn't have access to them. I mean, it's probably good, but I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Don't
I
need.
think the theory is that the Republic one can take the or can take what's the sniper's name?
Crosshair.
Crosshair, and then the Rebel version can take Omega.
Omega. Man. Yeah, I mean, and then they should have like a unit card for Crosshair to be added in as a sniper to Empire. That would be cool. Like just a small upgrade card. Um Not like a whole unit for Crosshair.
Just add them to Death Troopers.
Yeah, or yeah, add them to Death Troopers because I guess that's what was kind of in there. But I was going to even
Yeah, it's
say
like the proto Death Troopers.
yeah. And I was going to say even ISF, but I guess that wouldn't really make sense. Um,
Yeah, because that was we don't know it didn't exist before Battle of Yavin, but wasn't prominent till after Battle of Yavin.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, it could be.
Like it just in a strike team. It'd be cool to just have him as a heavy that you can add to a strike team, and that's it. And he would have like 2 red.
You just want an Echo.
I do. I do. I got real lucky to get the 501st for Christmas, so I am trying to paint that up right before the 27th.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so then we might as well talk about the commandos now.
Yeah.
So the commandos, there's 4 of them. I guess there's going to be a commando unit card and then a Delta Squad unit card as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So then there's one gun that looks different, 2 guns that look the same, and then I guess the leader looks like he's got a certain kind of gun. The other 2 guys have a different gun, and then there's another one with like a rifle, I'm assuming.
Yep. It's from what they said, you should be able to put any of the guns on any of the models. So the leader looking model is a grenade launcher, then a sniper rifle, and then 2 regular carbines.
Whoa, that's a sniper rifle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess it's got the muzzle brake.
In the game, it functions like one, right? In the game, it can like reconfigure.
Yeah, they said you can do that some way. They haven't gone into details yet.
So maybe
it has to be from some kind of Death Trooper mechanic, right? Or like the Republic of the Rebel Pathfinders.
it could
like
be a
the gun
double-sided.
switches somehow.
Could be a double-sided upgrade card.
Yeah,
like Cassian's
that's what I expect at least.
reconfigure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what you guys are saying. I just don't know if it's weird because like you never see like as far as like the game goes that they're basing this off of, it's only ever like one model or like one person in the squad uses one of the variations except for the carbine. So I don't know how like that's I guess the easy way to do it, but I don't know how they do that if it's typically like only like one has a sniper and one has a grenade launcher?
Were they specifically talking about the models, like in game, or how you can build?
Or like so yeah, like in the game, like it's like
I mean, they
they're
just said that they could have all the weapons.
yeah, they have
Didn't
access to them.
statement.
It's just like from the mechanics of like the game, like go up to these little
Okay.
stands that can trigger that, but um it's at least like from what I remember, it's normally like one of each is like available at a time for you to like trigger. Um, so I don't. I'm curious if it's going to be limited to one model in the squad can change their weapon, or if or if all the models can change to that one. Um,
I'm sure it'd be
so
really cool to see two of those upgrades have a reconfigure, and the other generic guys just stay with the carbine. Um, maybe you've got a guy with a sniper, and then you can flip him over to do something else, and then the other guy can have the grenade launcher, or you can do something else. It almost kind of seems like it's going to be a mix between the Darks and maybe like Clan Ren or the Inferno Squad.
yeah,
Because there's only four
they
of them.
definitely have to have
Yeah.
rechargeable shields. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Because they have
100%.
shields.
Yeah, they have shields.
Okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never played the
that
game, so I'm
regenerate.
kind of familiar
Yeah,
with it.
you got to play the game. You got to read the books.
I do. I need to get on that.
And I also hope they have like the Vibro sword, like a very good melee, because
Yes.
in that game they could melee like crazy, like that Vibro's knife or something. It was. No, it was not a sword.
Yeah.
It was a knife. Like
Yeah,
in
just
their suit.
yeah, the back
It
of their
was so
wrist
awesome.
just pops out.
Yeah, like an Assassin's Creed blade, only then Vibro. Like that's
Yeah.
come on, they gotta have that, like a strong melee.
Yeah. They might have
Uh,
two red in melee,
I mean, they got
or at least a
oh
red in
man,
melee.
two red
two red and a
each.
white.
Yeah. Get a
That
red each.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
they
can
might
see
be like
that.
Magnus.
It's got to
Yeah.
be lethal too, then, right? Lethal one.
Because that's even what
Well, no, then
Din has that. Din has lethal with his vibro knife.
no, it can't be. I don't know how they do that because then if everyone's in melee, that's potentially lethal for. I don't see them doing that.
Oh no! Like the whole unit itself. Like it'll probably just say lethal, and then kind of like the Inferno Squad. They've got like one red each in melee.
Oh no, but like
Yeah.
lethal is on the weapon profile, so it
Oh,
stacks.
got you.
Yeah.
So
And I don't think they have lethal then. Maybe that's too much. I
yeah,
mean, they probably have search to crit or something, like some kind of good search conversion anyway, so I don't think they really need it to be good in melee anyway.
please give us clones with surge something.
Maybe because I know
Please.
if they're going to be another clone trooper, they're going to be able to share tokens, and then so they might have a lot of lethal instead of pierce, and then they might have maybe like critical one or something. I feel like.
I would be very happy if they had a keyword that said they could not share tokens with other clones.
Because they were that other strand. They were like very different from the normal clones. They
Yeah,
couldn't really
because
work together in the war.
exactly. Yeah, they only work with their unit. They don't work with other units.
So
Yeah,
then, do you
not
think?
even
Like
other
that's their whole
commanders,
thing.
right?
No, go ahead.
They have like the Mandalorian tradition.
Hmm.
So do you think they might have like
Uh,
independent and then reliable?
yeah, probably. Um, if not, maybe like reliable one and then like surge hit. Um, and
Because I feel like if they have
yeah, I
surge
don't.
to hit, their offense might not be as good.
Yeah, but if they get into range with that rocket launcher, little like grenade launcher, then they're probably gonna have blast in
Mm-hmm.
the pool.
Yeah. And even if you have search to hit, they could still have like critical or on some of the weapons, a critical one, and it still get some crit in. So, and if they have sharpshooter 2, for example, then it would be less of an issue also. I mean, against armor, not, but against heavy cover, it would work fine then. So
Maybe the whole unit doesn't have sharpshooter, but just the sniper. Maybe they can have it on the upgrade, having sharpshooter 1 instead of on the unit card.
So like when you have like the sniper profile up, kind of thing, you get it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a trade
Yeah.
off for the blast version instead, and
Right.
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like they'll have like 2 training slots, 2 gear slots, a comms, and I guess that's it. And then 2 heavy. Do you think they'll have 2 health
Yeah, I'm
each?
curious. They have to.
Maybe they
I
don't.
s-
Well, maybe they have 1 health each, but on the Delta Squad card, which will probably be a little bit more expensive, then maybe they get 2 health, right?
Probably. Yeah, that's probably how it'll be.
I really wonder how they're going to balance it, because like Clan Ren and Inferno squad had less models, so it was like kind of balanced like that. And I really wonder. You also see it with BX commando droids and Magnas. Like 2 health units are always somehow reduced to not be too overpowered. But Delta Squad has 4 guys, so that's 8 health. I mean, it could be, but I really wonder how it's going to be balanced, because 8 health on a unit with keyword soup and shield and all that good stuff, that's got to be broken somehow.
Yeah.
It needs some kind of balance. I really wonder how they're going to do that, because I have no clue.
And I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm curious if the shield is going to be an upgrade or native.
I'd say it's probably going to be an upgrade. Probably a gear slot upgrade.
Yeah, it's
Because
not going to be cheap.
Gregor didn't have the shields when he was fighting the B1s and B2s trying to save the astromechs.
I really hope that's not the inspiration they take from.
Hey, you never know. And maybe the Bad Batch winds up being a heavy, kind of like the Darks, because I would assume that they have 2 health each, red saves, maybe reliable. And so that would probably be a heavy unit. Because with clones, I mean, why not make a clone trooper unit a heavy unit? Especially Clone Force 99. I mean, they're rare.
Yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter where they go so much, because you'd only ever be able to take one of 99.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, heavy's as good of a slot as any. It's not like it's really getting used in Republic.
Right. And you're probably not going to have enough
So,
points to put, them and a vehicle like the Saber tank or anything.
yeah, just like the Swamp Speeder.
Mm-hmm. Or the ISP, yeah. But yeah, I think they'll be pretty lethal in melee. I think they're going to have a very strong close range threat. Because if I'm thinking, because the only thing I can think of with commandos is Gregor in that episode, and that gun was pretty cool, pretty fast, and pretty lethal at close range, kind of like Wrecker's gun.
Yeah, they both have the commando rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I hope it's range 3, and then they have to go into range 2 for the grenade launcher. Because the grenade launcher's only range 1. That's gonna feel not so good.
Well,
Probably.
I think the whole unit will have range 2. The sniper will have maybe like range 1 to 4, maybe maybe 1 to 4, and then once you get up close, it's like blast. But then, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they're going to be a close range unit and very deadly at close range.
Yeah, I think the way that they're gonna have to keep them balanced is making some new keyword that says they can't share tokens. Because like that's the thing, right? That like everyone talks about that makes them so hard to balance is just or like make clones as a faction balance is because how does this affect like token sharing and fire support and whatnot?
Well, maybe they can still share tokens, but only at range. Well, it's only at range 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I don't. Well, I think guess it's like people would be more nervous about them getting tokens shared too. So like them getting dodges from. I mean, they could still get them from Anakin with Exemplar, but um, yeah,
maybe.
just like a random phase one gives them a dodge.
Yeah,
Seems too
that's
much.
not good. I really hope they removed it. Like I said, the Mandalorian tradition, doing their own thing, not being able to work together, really being a part of the rest of the clone army. I mean, Wookiees don't share tokens too. They're also not a part of the core clone army. Like, I
Yep.
think it's only the. I think it's a good take that they should have that.
Hmm.
I mean, they shouldn't have the clone sharing. So
Yeah.
they get the mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. They'll. I'm sure they'll find a way to balance it. Okay. Um, even if it's like you can share tokens with them, but they can't share their tokens with you, or maybe there's something. But since you can only do one token anyway, I don't think it's like that busted. So
It, it's probably not, but it's might just be like that, like those edge cases that pushes them over.
mm-hmm. And since there's
So
only
you
four
never
of
know.
them in the unit
Mm,
total, I'm thinking it's probably going to
Maybe the
be.
unit could be fire supported.
Say what?
maybe.
Maybe they couldn't be fire supported. That could also be an interesting
Mm-hmm.
limitation.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a tough one because I know the special forces can't fire support, but other ones can fire support, like the core into them. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one
Yeah.
because maybe we'll see a difference between the Delta, completely different between Delta Squad and normal commandos. Maybe the normal commandos won't be as strong as the Delta, and maybe they can share tokens, but maybe Delta Squad gains infiltrate and is going to be more reliable on their own, and to where it's not necessarily that they can't share tokens, but maybe they're just going to be too on their own and too far away that they won't need tokens.
What's the? I'm trying to think like what's the real like difference between the other two version units like ISF, Inferno, and
Retinue is on
them.
there, which is really nice. Maybe they won't have that because they're on their own. Maybe marksman is maybe they could have marksman instead of sharpshooter.
I could see that. Yeah.
Maybe I could see reliable for sure because if Inferno Squad has it, I mean I wouldn't. If Inferno Squad has reliable and marksman and retinue, they're pretty
Mhm.
deadly. And there's only 3 models though, so maybe this will be a 3 model unit, and you can add maybe yeah maybe this is like a one generic, and then you add 2 heavies and make it that way. So maybe instead of a 4-man unit on the field, it's only a 3-man unit on the field with 2 health each, and all those cool crazy upgrades where they can share tokens and do all that stuff because their firepower is already limited to three minis, 3 models.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So I don't know. I don't think there's a way probably where the very least ISF doesn't feel bad compared to Commandos. Mandos give or take, but it's really that's probably just feels bad because they only get 3 model space in the regular unit. But yeah, because it besides retinue and um the requirement for the named characters. There's no difference between their profiles. So, yeah, I don't know.
I
It's
think
gonna be
they'll just,
interesting.
yeah, I, I think it would probably help to balance out if the non-Delta squad, like the regular commandos, just had the one generic, and then you had to upgrade 2 heavies, or and then the Delta squad could be maybe all 4 somehow. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. I'm excited for them to come out though.
Yeah.
Are you thinking maybe March,
Same.
April? Did they say like quarter 1, quarter 2?
I that I don't remember.
Okay.
I wanted. It was definitely the quarter after Inquisitors, and so
I'd probably say April, May, or May, June. May, June, probably summer.
let's see.
And Bad Batch probably going to come out in that summer because that's when they said they'd release together. But
Uh,
and do they normally do like reveals at LVO?
Not LVO, but definitely Adepticon.
But Adepticon's not until
March.
March. Okay, well
Yeah,
yeah,
the end of March.
maybe in March they'll reveal more about the Bad Batch and Commandos.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be quarter 1 for Bugs, which is what we're getting. Quarter 2 was supposed to be Inquisitors.
Oh.
I want to say end of quarter 2 or early quarter 3 was Commandos in 99, if I remember right. But who knows? Because it feels like the Bugs got moved up with their date getting changed like it did.
Mm-hmm.
So could be sooner than we think.
Let's hope so. I'm excited for them to finally come out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
yeah, that's really it for discussions. Kind of like what we really had planned. Hopefully, like I said, they'll probably be either more expensive than what they need to be when they come out, and then later on they'll adjust, or they might be too cheap to begin with. I don't know. I feel like there's going to be some balancing problems for the first year, and then they're going to finally nerf them, and then no one's going to want to play them, and then they'll. I feel like they're going to do what they did with Shadow Collective, but Shadow Collective was too cheap when it came out, which was really nice, but really nice for everyone else who did play. But yeah, any closing thoughts? Anything that you guys are excited more about, or any just things that you wanted to kind of finish saying about any of the units?
Not really. I'm really excited to see what new meta is gonna pop up, like on the tournament's new, not meta, but top lists. Anything crazy. I think the meta didn't settle, and with Genotions coming out, I think it's gonna be a whole new shift. I'm really excited for that. Like what kind of new units are gonna pop up because of it, encounters and all that stuff.
And it's
Gonna talk a lot of lists this year.
yeah. Go ahead, Graham.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see if we have a 3-time world champ or not.
Yeah.
There's nothing against Luke. I think he's good and really good. I think with this new format, I think maybe they're trying to, because he lost a game last year. So I think that they're going to try to do what they can to get someone new with this new format of losing one game.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
That's still could be Luke, if he wins.
I wonder if there
He's
is
a
going
good
to be
player.
if there's a like a plausibility of someone really going without losing a single game.
Well, let's see. I don't remember for Lila if she was undefeated till the end, or if she was like had a defeat earlier. So now I'm curious.
Because, like, what if everyone winds up losing a game and gets terminated?
Let's see. Why are you only? Oh, that's because I need to change the date range. That might help.
And here you go, Lucas. I've got your minis primed. I don't know. They're headless at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, but he Emperor Atlantis sent over some shore trooper sniper strike team. So they're next up on the painting board. I've already got them primed, and I'm super excited to get them on the table.
Nice.
Awesome.
I'm glad they arrived in one piece. You know?
Yeah, I had to glue a little bit of that arm back on, but yeah, it looks
Oh,
awesome
it was
right now.
okay. Yeah.
I like their armor a lot. So yeah, I'm excited to.
Yeah, I mean they're shores with snipers
Mm-hmm.
for the Tempest Force price.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
I I have. Just need to see it. So because Luke lost on day one, there was not a single undefeated last year.
Hmm.
So
So
yeah,
that's what I'm
'cause
wondering about this year. Is like, what if every player winds up losing a game, and they don't really have anyone that's truly undefeated? I'm assuming that they're probably going to have to pick from people who have lost a
Maybe they
game.
change up the yeah. Maybe they switch up the round selection that like only winners can fight winners at a certain point to prevent that. Gotta do that somehow.
yeah, I just
I mean,
I hope they're able to come up with a travel thing for the first round, so you don't do a team kill on the first round.
Right. I'm
yeah,
sure they could do it manually. It might take a little bit longer, but it would be more worth it for every player that is
Mm-hmm.
traveling. Because, like, you have maybe they can create an international group and then a domestic group, and then kind of like somehow put them
mm.
against each other in the first day, and then maybe the second day and so forth, then maybe combine them.
Yeah, like they do in esports sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
would be a good idea.
And here's something, because I totally forgot about I haven't looked at this pie chart in a very long time. Do you guys remember how many Empire lists there were last year out of 128?
A lot. Remember, it's a lot,
I would
right?
say
Yeah,
52.
it's 66.
Ah, man.
Oh wow, 66.
66 out of
Yeah,
128, you said?
yeah, just half of shy. Or well,
Ooh.
no, it's just over half, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
66 times 2
also
would be
ironic,
what, 132?
right?
yeah, yeah. So just over half.
I
I
think
can only hear
Blizzard
that with
Force was like
Valkyrie's
a
voice.
Blizzard
Yeah,
Force and maybe Tempest. No, Tempest wasn't out, so I guess Blizzard Force was a huge part of that.
and Darks.
And Darks.
Darks.
That was right
Yeah.
before or right after Darks, pretty
Mm.
much. Um, yeah, I'm very curious to see how what this pie looks like this year.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
But
Maybe we'll have to do a breakdown ourselves on it, kind of like we
yeah,
did at the end of the year. If they haven't checked out that video, everyone should, because
mhm,
Canadian Bear and the Chosen One put a ton of effort into it. So it'd be cool to see this year the different pie charts and kind of like the battle forces and the factions and stuff like that. Because then we can kind of still see if some battle forces are a little bit more popular again to bring to these big tournaments or not.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm definitely down to put in that work and figure it out.
Yeah, Because I mean, it's going to be good to know just kind of like what people are really wanting to bring, and then coming up with counter stuff or coming up with ways to defeat it could just
Mm-hmm.
be in our face.
Yep.
Yep.
But
Oh, man.
but yeah, we'll see how the I guess
All I
worlds
got.
go this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going, so you'll have to get some cool photos again.
I won't be there. No.
You won't be going?
I, I have an invite. I can't swing it.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't
just the
blame you.
formatting and the formatting and price. I can't swing the finances to make that work for me.
Mhm.
That and Unlimited's coming out earlier that month, and that's going to take up money. uh, yeah, that's going to be a good side game, especially for Legion players.
Mhm.
It's like 15 minutes for a game. So,
It's going to be so much more money. I can't afford it.
yep.
I'm going to have to get more clones.
Stay away if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, my next investment's clones. I got to get into that.
Fair.
Sorry, Emperor. I know that you're a CIS player.
Oh no, it's fine. I love clones. I have them myself too. I only need to paint them up some
Yeah.
day.
Well, that is really it, guys. That was awesome. I think hopefully these things will come out and we'll be right. Maybe we'll see if any of our predictions actually happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
let's see.
Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank everyone for watching, especially up to this long. But this is awesome. I really appreciate you guys spending the time to come up and talk to us all. But yeah, that
Yeah,
is
no
it.
problem.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day and week. This has been Canadian
Yeah.
Bear and Emperor Atlantis.
See you around, guys.
Bye.
Bye.